Hello, Year 7. How are you? I hope you're well. Welcome back. This week, we're going to take a look at some revision topics that we've already touched on. We're kind of going into a revision phase with the last 6 weeks. We obviously have that virtual experience week coming up, so we won't be doing lessons then, but we just want to make sure you guys are prepared for your end of year assessment that we're going to attempt to do online, and hopefully more details will come with that. So today's all about perimeter. Now, just a reminder, perimeter is the total distance around the outside of a shape. I love this little picture in the corner showing you the difference between perimeter, which is the fence, the outside distance, and the area, which is the two-dimensional space on the inside of that area. I think sometimes we confuse the two terms, and just remembering that today we're only going to be focusing on the outside distance. I thought we could start with a rectangle, going back to some of our basics. So as always, please make sure you're pausing this video whenever you need to reinterpret something, write something down, or to go at a slower pace. I'm just going to walk through one example with you, and then you're going to attempt one, pause, and see if you got it correct. So let's do this first one. I want to find the perimeter for this rectangle, and all measurements are in centimeters. So I just have to remember that at the end, I have to write centimeter next to my distance. Now I know opposite sides of a rectangle are congruent, so this side will also be 11 and this will be 2. Now, just like we did in class, remember there's multiple ways you can find the perimeter. I could add all of these up, so I can do 11 plus 11 plus 2 plus 2, which would get me 22 plus 4, which means the total perimeter here is 26 centimeters. Now, remember from class, a lot of you actually had different ways you could do this. Some of you told me that you can do 11 plus 2 and then double that, since you have 2 of each. And again, that also gets you 26. Some people told me in class that you can double both of these distances and then add them up. Again, a great way to do it. You also get 26. So whatever your personal preference is, please go ahead and choose that way. As long as you get that correct answer of 26, obviously the way you get there is a little bit not as important. Okay, pause the video. Can you please try and find me this perimeter? All right, let's see if you got it correct. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do it this way. I'm going to add these together and then double. So if I add the two distances together, I end up getting 16.5. And then the last skill I would have to do is double that or multiply by 2. Let's go through this. So 5 times 2 would be 10. 6 times 2 would be 12. And then 2 times 1 plus 1. So there is 6. Oh my goodness. Why did I put a 2? I'm so silly. Hang on, sorry. This should say 33 because 12 plus 1 is 13. Silly. Okay, so this final answer, total perimeter, 33 centimeters. Boom. Hopefully that's what you got. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at the next one. I want to find the perimeter of this parallelogram. Now, the thing you have to think about here is, are the opposite sides of a parallelogram congruent? Yes, they are. Good. So this would be 11 and this would be 8. Do you remember in class when we were talking about parallelograms and we then called it the Italian rectangle? Funny, haha. So this one here, for our Italian rectangle, we would have to then add up 11 plus 8 and we get 19. You can then double that to get your answer of 38 centimeters. Again, multiple ways you could do that. I could do 11 plus 11 to get 22, 8 plus 8 to get 16, and then I can add that together. Again, doesn't matter. Just make sure you get that 38. Can you please pause the video and find me the perimeter of this one? All right, let's find out. Again, doesn't matter which way you did it. I'm going to actually add 51 and a half plus 8 and a half together, and then I'm going to double after. So when we add this up, let's see, 8, 9, 10, I end up getting 60. And then when you double 60, you get a final perimeter of 120 centimeters. Hopefully that's what you got. Now here's your final question. For this one, I need you to tell me which of these statements are true. Now it could be one, it could be more than one, so just be careful. When you think you know the correct statements, so which statement or statements, plural, are the true ones, can you now go back to Firefly and select the correct multiple choice answer for this one? So which of these statements are true? The perimeter of the parallelogram is triple the perimeter of the triangle. The perimeter of the parallelogram is half the perimeter of the triangle. The perimeter of the triangle is half the perimeter of the parallelogram. Or the perimeter of the parallelogram is twice the perimeter of the triangle. Let's see if you can find the correct one. And again, once you have it, go back to Firefly and make sure you select the correct multiple choice question.